Greetings everybody. What I have here today is the Araca Una, which is a rare guava variety. Doesn't look much like any guava that I've seen before. And this is endemic to the Atlantic forest in Brazil. Since this is so rare, I didn't find any information about it when I was researching it online. But what I did find a lot of information about is where it's from. The Atlantic forest in Brazil is a hugely biodiverse area. There are over 20,000 different plant species that grow there. And a lot of them are endemic, meaning they only naturally grow in that one forest. And this is one of them. I won't go into this too much because it's a real downer, but it is worth mentioning that the Atlantic forest is the most threatened area in Brazil. It is suffering from huge amounts of deforestation. There is 88% of loss of the original forest. Now, I try not to be really preachy on this channel about stuff like this because, I want to celebrate plant diversity, not bum people out about, the loss of plant diversity, but 88% it's really bad. That's really, really bad. So, yeah, I would recommend maybe looking into some of the efforts that are being taken to restore this forest. So I'll put some links below about that because there are efforts being taken to regain some of what has been lost. So I feel lucky to get a chance to try this, and I should say that this was actually sent to me by Brian. So Brian, thank you very much. Brian does sell seeds. He does sell seeds over at raindanceseeds.com. So Brian, thank you very much. It's white on the inside and it's got a few small white seeds. So just squeeze out some of that pulp. That's really interesting. The flavor of this is, although it looks like a grape, tastes similar to a grape too. It's like a grape mixed with a guava, and also is a little bit like jaboticaba. And if you haven't heard of jaboticaba, it looks like a grape, tastes kind of like a grape, but also has like a blueberry yogurt kind of flavor to it. They're really, really good, and they look like that, which is wild. I feel like if I saw this at a market, I might pick it up and think it was some sort of jaboticaba or some sort of grape or something just from that flavor. But behind the grape and the jaboticaba taste, it does have a guava taste too, like a nice strong Mexican guava. Sweetness on it is quite high. I would give it like a 8 out of 10. It's pretty high, and it's got like a little touch of tartness to it, maybe 3 out of 10, not quite as much as an orange, but that flavor is really good. It is very seedy though. Yeah, just that one half, I've got four seeds that I'm spitting out, and I don't want to bite into those. It's maybe not the most practical thing because of all those seeds. You gotta dodge those seeds, but that is a really nice taste. It's very like, kind of like a fragrant kind of taste. When you eat it, like you get it on the tongue, but you also kind of like get it in your nose too. Which guavas tend to be like that, kind of like a little floral almost. And this is no exception. Really, really good. So I'm gonna try a little bit of the skin here. I squeezed out the pulp, but what about the rind area? Usually guava rinds are edible, so the rind on the outside tastes like the inside, but there's an additional, like slight resiny taste. Not strongly. Resiny taste sometimes can be like you're eating pine needles. This is just like a little touch. And it's also maybe a little bit woody. But what about the whole experience? Let's just try one entirely on its own. A little hard to eat it because of those seeds. I'm chewing very softly, so I don't break into them. But eating it all together works really well, because it balances itself out. The rind on its own is like a little bit harsh because of that resiny taste, but when you eat it with the inner part, you don't notice it. You know, it just like all kind of melds together. And I can see this being really useful for making juices and jams and jellies and stuff like that, because then you would you strain out those seeds. But even with the seeds, like eaten slowly and carefully, you get a really good flavor. And just for documentation purposes, I don't think it's probably going to taste amazing. I'm going to eat one of these seeds just on its own, because I believe you can eat guava seeds, but they're hard. These are too hard. No, they're hard and they're quite big. So yeah, you do need to exercise a little bit of caution eating this, but if you do that, you will be rewarded with a really, really nice flavor. So I think that's about it for the Araca Una. There's a lot to say about this just from like where it comes from, but besides that, it is a really nice tasting fruit, and it's a cool one too. Like just to see a guava that looks like this, that is small and has like this relation to other kind of like purple fruits like this. It's pretty interesting just objectively. And when you think about where it comes from, you can see kind of like the importance of this one too. Thank you once again to Brian for sending this to me. Check out his website, Rain Dance Seeds, if you'd like to grow this or some other very rare species of fruits. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. I would like to give a big shout out to Smarter Every Day, Loftyrex, and JMac. They are mega patrons over on patreon.com. Patreon, I'm sure you've heard about it, but basically it is how I can afford to go on all the adventures that I go on this channel and how I buy all the fruit that I buy. So if you are interested in supporting the channel, check out the link in the description below. Another way to help out is by going to my website. My website has all my videos organized into categories, which is pretty cool, and I also have t-shirts for sale over there. So check it out, and I will see you all next time.